Hey, how you doing? Good to have you here. We are talking about classes and IDs really quickly. You already know about classes. Those are the things, remember, in our HTML tags. We give something a class in order to target it. Like right here, we gave this first paragraph the class number so that we can target for styling, and you've been doing that. You can also do that, as it turns out, with IDs. And the main difference between the two, just as an overview here, is that classes you can give to multiple things, and IDs should be unique. You give an ID only to this one, so if this ID is 5, then no other thing should have an ID of 5. And if you give something else an ID of 5, then weird stuff can happen, and there'll be unforeseen bugs, so don't do that. And so usually favor classes because it's smart programming. Then you can create a certain style and reuse that style or something like that. But you should know that like IDs also exist in case you see them around, and we'll have a look at that today. So, boo. Yeah, right here. Just grab this sandbox, fork it. I got mine right here. We are going to name this sandbox. What are we naming it? Classes and IDs. That's what we're getting at. Classes and IDs. And so in here, remember to type along, right? It's very easy to copy and paste, but you learn a lot through typing, through like putting it in the muscle memory and thinking about what you're doing while you're typing. So let's jump into it. We have action. Don't say action, just do action. Right. Technical difficulties. All right, so document, type declaration. It's an HTML. That doesn't need a closer. It's self-closing, they say. We got our HTML, booyah, with closer. Inside of that, we're going to have a head, wonderful, and we're going to have a body. Very nice. Yup. And did we want to do anything in here? Sure. Declare the language. Uh, and so inside the head goes our special instructions. We'll do the link to our style sheet, and we're going to put that, of course, in the CSS folder and call it styles.css. And we could even do that right, and then add a little closer here. And we could even do that right now. So let's add a folder, call it CSS. And then inside of there, let's go. And then inside of there, we'll put styles.css. Wonderful. Okay. We got this. We want to declare a type as well. Yep. And that's good. The other things that we'll want to do here. Oh yeah, we'll put a title. Let's give it a title. Time, huh? And the title, we'll call it, do I still have it saved? Nope. Class. And class and ID. Kind of double entendre right there. Whoopsie. Okay. Now, inside the body, some very simple text. And it's all going to be in paragraphs. So let's see. The first one will have a class of number. And the text will say 1. Very good. And you know what? We're going to want 5 of these. So why don't we just copy and paste those down. And we'll just go 2, 3, 4, and 5. All right, and so notice that each one of these paragraphs, booyah, we got our 1, 2, 3, 4, and I'm 5 each have a class of number, and we could target that number in our CSS in order to change these. And just check that we did all that right, we can go like this. It's a class, so it starts with a period, and we'll go number. And we'll just change the color to red. Did it work? Ah, yes. Okay, so we're all linked up. Fantastic. And we knew that we could do that. This is the new bit right here. The first new bit. There are 2 new bits actually in this, and here's the first one. You can add IDs to stuff and give this one an ID. And the ID works really similar to class, and we can just call it whatever you want. We'll do 5 because this was 5. You could call it whatever. And then let me save that. And then in styles, we can target that. The way that we target a ID is with a hash, that pound symbol. Yeah, that symbol. And so it was, what do we call it? 5. Yeah, there you go. And so we could go, so right now, boom, it's all back to black. I got rid of that red. And we could target 5. And now that one, let's make that blue. That won't work. Make the color blue and give it an end of line. Save. Hey, and it turned blue. That one's maybe a little hard to see. Let's see, red. Say save. There it is, red. Yeah, so that's how IDs work. You don't want to give the same ID to more than one thing. These are supposed to be unique. These are unique. Classes can be shared, and that's smart programming because then you can apply the same style to multiple things. Furthermore, we haven't really talked about this. Things can get multiple classes, and you just add it with a space. So this let's give the evens theirs, and so that's an even, and the order doesn't matter either. We can do even space number, although that is not, 3 is not an even number, so let me do this. There. So now 2 and 4 have both the class number and even. So check this out. We can go into our styles, and not only can we target the numbers and say, hey, all numbers should be font. I want weight. Let's do a weight. Yeah, let's font weight of 100. So they're all skinnies. Boom. So all of them are skinny now. It's kind of hard to say. Let's go like this. 800. How about that? Boom. There. That got bolder, right? And then we can even say, hey, let's target the evens, and all the even numbers I want to be blue. Let's say, let's give them a color of blue. Awesome. So, what did we learn? We learned a couple things here. We learned that anything can have multiple classes, that the classes don't care about order, they just need to be separated with a space bar and held in between these quotation marks, and that things are also can have IDs. IDs work really similar to classes. You don't want to use them as much, but they come into play, and I want you to know about them. But IDs are supposed to be unique, so they only go to one individual. Yep, and we'll be targeting things with IDs later, but for styling purposes, a lot of times we want classes. Yep, so you can reuse it. All right, happy coding.